I just quit my job. Yep, you heard me right. I quit my job. After over 20 years in Catholic youth ministry, I quit. I was burned out, and after quite a long period of time with my spiritual director, and with the support of my husband and my family, I gave my notice. And last week was the last time I had to work. Which is pretty funny because my husband keeps telling people that I'm retired or semi-retired, and there for a while I was saying, oh, I'm going on sabbatical. Then I found out that sabbatical means you're going back, and I don't know that I'm going back. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know where God's calling me to. So yeah, there's a little bit of uncertainty, which can be scary, but I also find a lot of joy in that. This whole process of transitioning, the discernment, of the decision, of actually doing it, like all of this has been such an amazing process, which I've never really gone through before. So like all of these emotions are going around, from anxiety to joy to not really fear. I guess it goes back to anxiety. But a little bit of unrest. But all of that gives me this opportunity to literally let go of the safety net and place my trust in the Lord. Like I should have been doing all the time. And I have, but this is definitely a different way. So I just kind of really want to share with you a couple of thoughts that have gone through my mind over the last couple of days. I want to say first that this is probably the 8th or 9th time that I've created this video. I keep going back to the footage and I'm like, it sucks. It just doesn't come across as genuine for me. I mean, you don't know me. The world doesn't know me from Adam. But if I don't come across as anything other than authentic, then myself, I'm going to feel disappointed. I'm not going to be happy with it. So, yeah. So I want to share some thoughts with you that I've had over the last couple of days. I just want to be real. When I first made the decision and told my spiritual director, she said to make sure that I am scheduled and I start living a life of discipline. Not that I hadn't before, but now that I'm not like going into work, checking in with people, not being really held accountable to anybody other than my husband, and he loves me no matter what I do. It's going to be really hard. And so I came up with a schedule, and my schedule so far, I've been following it. I've only really had to be on the schedule for a couple of days, but I get up in the morning and I do my morning prayer, a cup of coffee, I have breakfast, I do a little bit of computer work, shower, noontime mass, and then I come home. I've been working on my blog, on some video editing, which, yeah, hasn't worked at all. Not happy with it. And then a little bit of housework. My husband comes home, we have dinner, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. The rest is the same. So for the last couple of days, or I should say, let me back up. The last day that I worked was Thursday. Friday morning, I'm all excited. I'm like, yes, I finally get to live this life of retirement/sabbatical, whatever I call it, and start my schedule, start my routine. Friday, day one, done, nailed it. Saturday, done, nailed it. Sunday really has not been different than any other Sunday, because I go to mass with my husband, and our Sundays have been that part's not going to change. Monday came around again, did my schedule, nailed it. Tuesday, which was yesterday, started off, everything was fine, got to mass. afternoon, did some laundry and some housework. My husband came home from work and had dinner. Then we went to Lowe's, and I don't know if it was part of our conversation or what, but I started anyways, thinking about ministry and how I wasn't going to be going back to the parish again, that I'd lost that privilege to be in a young person's life, other than my own daughters. But I lost that privilege, and that made me so incredibly sad. So sad. Yeah, and the more that I thought about it last night, the more I realized that I had been placing my value in my ministry, in the ministry that was entrusted to me, that I was equating my dignity and my worth based on the work that I was doing. Now, mind you, that didn't dawn on me until today, this morning. And that was some of what I really wanted to share with you. In my head, and what I tell people when I do retreats is, your value is not based on what you do. Your value is based in who you are as a son or daughter of the Lord. And part of the reason that I am retiring / semi-retiring / sabbatical, some of the reason that I'm doing that is because I've lost that for myself. I've forgotten that. And that really kicked in last night and this morning. So this morning, I should say at lunchtime, I went to Mass, but I got there about a half an hour early, so I was praying the Rosary, and I was on praying through the second mystery, the Visitation, and was starting to really meditate on how Mary, as she was pregnant, goes to visit Elizabeth. And a couple of months ago, I was on team for a retreat, and one of the lay directors or assistant lay director gave a talk on Mary. And she was talking about this very mystery and how Mary takes our Lord to others in so many different ways. And one of those ways was through the Visitation. She was pregnant. She brought our Lord to her cousin while she was pregnant. And this morning, as I was praying through that and really trying to think, how does this apply to my life? Holy cow, it does apply to my life. Very, very much so. When I was meditating on how Mary's walk with the Lord changed throughout her life, you know, she brought him to Elizabeth when she was pregnant. And then after she has her child, she brings the Lord to the church or to the temple at the presentation. And then as he's older, she presents him in a very unique way to this couple who's celebrating their wedding at the wedding feast in Cana. And so throughout Mary's life, the way that she brings Jesus to others changes. And that's when it hit me at Mass that why would I be, first of all, any different than the perfect woman in the world of all history? Why would I shouldn't say why would it be different. I'm very different. I'm not perfect. But why would anything less be required of me? And yeah, so I'm not going to be taking the Lord. I'm not going to be evangelizing to young people the way that I had in the past. That's going to change. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We're all called to evangelize in a different way. Don't think I'm called to go knocking on door to door. I know right now I'm not called to minister to young people through youth group or Life Teen or retreats, at least not for the time being. I don't know how I'm called to bring others to the Lord. And it could just be through some very quiet, unassuming way of joy. Because I think when you have when you're living out the gospel message and you're living out how you were created to be authentically, there's a great joy in that. And I'll tell you, it's funny because I had mentioned earlier how I'd done this particular video over and over and over again, and I haven't been happy with it. I think it's because I had felt some unrest and a disappointment that I was, quote, losing a way to minister to young people. But that's because I'm being called to minister and to bring Christ to others in a different way. I don't know what that looks like right now. There's an excitement in that. So, yeah, I wanted to share that with you because I don't know if there's others out there that have gone through this same process. If so, and you're watching this, please leave a comment down below because I would love to hear from you. I'd love to know what your journey is and you know, what ministry did you start with and where are you at today and how did you make that transition? I'd really like to hear that from you. So, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, YouTube world. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what you see and think others could benefit from it, please share it. Please hit subscribe. Click the bell to be notified of another update. I might have used this term, now I can't even remember. Unassuming. And I think that's going to be my next video, to talk about just being unassuming. An unassuming Christian. So watch for that next video because it was a word that was used to describe me at a retreat, and it was actually in an affirmation circle, which I can't stand those to begin with. And when it was said to me, I'm like, what? That makes no sense. Like, I don't understand. I thought we were supposed to say nice things about people. And yeah, so the next video that I do will be about being unassuming. Being unassuming. So again, if you like what you see, please subscribe, please share, click that notification button, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.